All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome to DGGO number 5, round 5. And we will be on the lower bracket finals. So we have 3 people left. Specifically, we've got Copiet just waiting in the finals. The winner of this next series is going to be facing Copiet. We've got Colexiel, a first time to the tournaments, versus Agent Cypher 19. He's been to every single tournament. If we have a really quick look back at the previous tournaments, of course, we see Agent Cypher on third. So that's kind of an impressive run. Wouldn't be surprised to see him throw the set to get another third, or maybe this curse is just way too powerful. I don't know, we're going to explore that. Colexiel with the one deck, of course, and the gimmick of swapping between the two generals, it's been working. Who needs 2 lists when you have one good list? And Agent Cypher 19, those 2 decks are, we've got the Xerix Fault, going to be looking for huge plays with the Ka, and also has the Shidai deck with a whole bunch of Arcanists. Yes, indeed. Some cool stuff for sure. Let's see if Sand can defeat Sand/Fire. And Agent Cypher 19 versus Colexiel, best of 3. We're going to be starting game number 1 right now. And the players are going to have to win with both of their decks to make it onwards. Yep, here we are with Colexiel having a Metallurgist opening hand. Pretty incredible. Replaces and finds a Dream Shaper too. Agent Cypher also has the Dream Shaper Metallurgist combo, so strong starts. Colexiel with a much easier turn of just take 2 steps forward and drop a Golem diagonally. Agent Cypher with a much more complicated turn, because you kind of want to deny this Mana Spring, but don't really need it. Could potentially drop both Golem Metallurgist and then a Dream Shaper, because Agent Cypher 19 had a really strong replace. So it says the first golem you summon each turn costs 1 less, but actually it's the first golem that it sees each turn. So this gets a discount, and this gets a discount, and the bottom mana is just stolen now. So pretty incredible opener. Colexiel's own Metallurgist is in danger of getting immediately annihilated. And a lot of top end and combo pieces in hand. And the Blood Tier Alchemist to ping the Metallurgist. Colexiel's wishing for any form of AoE at this point. Has a bunch of silences. The heal up is not good at this phase in the game, neither is the Vanquisher. It's going to be a few turns before this Fault comes out, but Portal Guardians are going to start dropping. These Shrouds will be able to make short work for them as they come in. But this turn is kind of awkward. There's not a lot to do. Tempoing out a Azure Herald might be the best bet, but it's just a 1/4. Maybe the Vanquisher gets dropped. Next turn has some opportunity for equality constraint kills. Really strong spell against these Portal Guardians. It's immediately going to be used on this Golem Metallurgist. Just so the board can be cleared a bit. So Agent Cypher's got the Caw. Going to be pretty happy with that after the fault is out. And is going to be able to get to that phase in the game because there's not a lot of damage coming in quickly. So Colexiel is going to need some huge golem spawns. The Wild Tar is also quite good at clearing up the fault spawn. Too bad Equality Constraint wasn't here now. Although the Shrouds are quite nice. I don't think either of them are going to be replaced. Agent Cypher with a pretty strong board. Sirocco has shown up, but is going to need a lot more golems to hit the field to be actually impressive. This Portal Guardian is a 0/8 fridge magnet, doesn't really do anything. Agent Cypher could potentially Sans World Raider it. Just to get it back in hand and to generate a sand tile somewhere. Ideally not in the center column, because that's going to be a fault soon. There's some consideration for Iron Shroud just to get a Dervish out, because next turn's mana might be spoken for with the fault. But this Reader's gotta be better. Yeah, right here. So Agent Cypher doesn't really need to go for the fault play now to have a pretty strong next turn, because potentially the Caw could come out and generate a respawn for itself. So Colexiel is probably going to want to drop 2 golems just to keep the numbers nice and juicy for Vanquisher, or for Sirocco. And some pretty nice looking provokes to keep this army locked down. Things are too tiny for Blood of Air, and for Caw. So it might be time to do some more Sans Roll reading. Because this Golem positioning, the stats line up too perfectly. Neither of them can be taken off with a single attack. and gets a pretty good sand swirl spawn, also being off center. And with 2 readers on the field and 2 swirls on the field, this board is firmly in AC's power right now, but note that the Shroud can take out these swirls. So the combo piece, Flight, gets replaced. Quality Constraint, pretty good removal spell against some things, but not right now. So Sirocco would generate 4 golems. But it might be better for the Vanquisher to be out first. Doesn't have any good Blood of Air targets, so Colexiel is probably just going to have to hold on to this, unless uses it immediately on the reader to bonk into each other. This Iron Dervish spawn is in the perfect spot. It just cannot be dealt with, no matter what. So the play might be Shroud and then Vanquisher just to take out a tile and to bump up the count. But Sirocco is a spicier play. And then Blood of Air is probably the safest play. And then move a general on top of the sand. Cool, cool. So Dervish Generation's offline. Agent Cypher is going to have to do something like rely on this cat to get a bunch of dervishes out, or maybe it's time for Fault. It is time. Can't dispel all this. And dispelling the sand tile may have cued Agent Cypher into that's what Colexiel didn't want to see a bunch of. So immediately dropping the Fault. So at this point, there's going to be just an infinite wave of dudes. Astral phasing, not able to find a second half of the combo to put it onto. And Blood of Air just no good in the matchup. Unless it's hitting something like a Portal Guardian or something huge. No opportunities to get much value on it now. It might even be worth it to use it to clear the dervishes, but there's going to be so many dervishes. The Sirocco time is now. Because otherwise there's going to be too many dervishes. This does enable Ka to flip out though. And I think having Ka kill a whole bunch of the board is worth it. So we might be seeing that dropped here. Yeah. It's the combo. pretty good way to counterplay the Sirocco. One bomb card faces another. And since it has flying, it'll be somewhere where it's hard to hit with the Shroud. But that spot could get hit by the Shroud. And I think that's gotta be the play. Colexiel's gonna have to take 2 steps right, drop the Vanquisher, and then drop the Shroud, just have the reach to hit it. But doesn't have any mana to do anything else at that point. But it's better than facing a Ka, because Agent Cypher hasn't drawn a second one. But the Sans World Trials cannot be dealt with. AC-19 gets game number 1. So Fault's definitely powerful. We've seen it in plenty of seasons. One of the starter decks actually features Fault. Highly recommended. Next up, it is Shidai Storm Blossom. Get ready for some Song High. Colexiel's gonna have to clutch it out with both Xerix and Sif. Best of luck to both. Game number 2. And players get random both sides in terms of where they have their starting position. We do have the technology to pick a side, but sometimes going first is way too good. Or sometimes player 2 can have a deck that doesn't have any 2-drops and gets away with it. So these Lightbenders are not so great in this matchup because the Razorcrag Golem is just going to be a 10-10 at some point. You can't silence it. Doesn't have a turn 1 play, but Agent Cypher's got Arcanists for days following up. Colexiel's got another strong starting hand. Not as strong as the double Metallurgist. That seems to be just undefeatable. But a Dream Shaper right in the center tile is pretty annoying, because that's definitely where player 1 wants their general turn 2. Doesn't want to expose this Prismatic Illusion unit generator to danger. But it could potentially be teleported, pumped, and reactivated while stealing a ton of mana. That seems pretty good. But it's a waste of cards maybe, I don't know. It seems better than just letting your opponent have all this mana. Could even juxtapose for some more swaps, but it's a shame to have so many spells cast without this owl out. But Agent Cypher taking the step in, definitely gonna have this here. So Mistdragon Seal, +1/+1 and teleport it. With a really nasty spawn of an illusion as well. And just has the option and is going to take it to clear this Golem Metallurgist with the Assassination Protocol. And these are just perfect spawns for the illusion. The top man is completely walled out. It's a random spawn spot, but gets the money lockout. This time Colexiel's got the back half of the combo in terms of the 10-3 here. Now just needs to find that Cosmic Flush. Or the one that grants flying. This illusionist has to be chopped down. He's got only 2 hit points left, so there it goes. And Golem in the face. Fortunately for Agent Cypher, has a Phoenix Fire in hand. Doesn't have an opportunity to get this Owl Beast to proc off of it though. But this is the perfect spell for the situation, so gonna be pretty happy with that. It's an owl. Okay, well, juxtaposition could be used to throw this Razorcrag Golem into danger. Seems to be a better play overall, because now there's this gigantic owl beast. And has a Phoenix Fire for the next one. Colexiel's best option here is a Shroud. Takes care of this owl beast. Has a pretty good turn coming up with the Aegis Golem and the Golem Vanquisher. Finally a Celebrant shows up. Where's this thing been all series? It's kind of an awkward turn here because this Shroud is going to put a Colexiel down. Stepping on mana kind of makes the turn a lot better though, because this Azure Herald does just fine. I don't know about trading general damage against Songhai, but maybe Colexiel feels pressured on time. Bunch of tiny targets. This Onyx Bear Seal doesn't do anything. But a Spelljammer gets things rolling again. And so does this Mirasame. Bam! Suddenly back up to 5 cards. And this Trinity Wing just fills up the hand even more. So Agent Cypher's got a lot of gas. Colexiel's got the first half of the combo here again. Here's Astral phasing. So Aegis Golem provoking diagonally is essentially invincible. You just can't hit it. And the Spelljammer can't get towards it, so this is really nice positioning. And then starting from now, going onwards, it can just keep bonking for free. So this Onyx Bear Seal is probably going to have to be burned. Other option is Trinity Wing, Teachings of the Dragon, Gotatsu. But that's not happening. So it looks like it's going to have to be this hard removal. 3 mana in, 3 mana out. And either of these targets are good. Orchestra being the higher value one. And with the Kotatsu here is able to finish it off. Ends up taking a bit of face damage though. And now has the option of a Scroll Bandit somewhere. Way in the back. The Four Winds Magi is going to be pretty nice with the Petal Fury. I feel like Colexiel's going to want to replace to find either Sirocco or something to put this flying onto. Specifically replacing the Spelljammer. So -2 attack on this Scroll Bandit, even if it teleported with Mistdragon Seal. Couldn't do much. Well, here's the Spelljammer here just to create more chaos, to really max out the hand size. Kind of awkward though to replace after doing a play, but decided that was probably just the best thing to get out. EMP is pretty nice against Arcanists, but Arcanists kind of go too fast to stop EMP. So Colexiel's gonna have to really watch out for his health total. EMP would be a hell of a thing to give Astral phasing. Would love to see it. But here's Mistdragon Seal to possibly enable the Scroll Bandit, but it is still slightly too tiny. Wouldn't have expected Sparrowhawk this early. Maybe the Spelljammer just really needs to get in for one extra. With the Owl out, it makes it really strong. And now the Scroll Bandit is back online and is huge, so it just has to be dealt with, but there are a lot of nasty targets, so maybe EMP plus a Celebrant? And then an EMP and a Pado to block seems pretty nice. It does turn off the Pado's text though, so it could just be cut down. And Colexiel has spotted a timing here to just win. And it just taps for an extra 2 damage. Hopefully gonna get there with just a Flying EMP. So, Phoenix Fire is hitting for 4 damage apiece. Plus everything else. Agent Cypher ends his 3rd place streak with a 2-0 against Colexiel. Congratulations. Agent Cypher is going to be facing Copiate in the Grand Finals then. Going to be at a bit of a disadvantage though, as we'll need to win 2 consecutive best of 3s. And if Copiate wins either of the best of 3s, then Copiate just wins the Blessing of Upper Bracket. Uh, well played, Colexiel, to get this far. First, pretty good placement for first place, or first time running. And Agent Cypher now possibly going to get second or first. And as for the timing, we give our finalists a huge amount of time. It used to be an indefinite amount of time, but that ended up being too close to infinity. So now we just give people half a year. So we'll see if they can get their games played in that time. And yeah, it'll be Colexiel versus Agent Cypher 19. Gonna be pretty great. And then we will be kicking off Tournament 6. Not right now, though. But in a few weeks' time, might as well. Alright, everybody. It's been great. See you all in the grand finals.